Hey guys, I know I've been away for a while, and I do apologize for being away for so long, but that's because I've been doing a lot of things for college. I mean, you have your typical 20-year-old problems, and here I am, 20-year-old recording a video. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of things for college, and it's just been stressing me the hell out. And as of me recording this video, I just finished reading a manga. And this channel one of the topics of this channel is manga. And I recently read a manga that really did open a perspective for me about life in general. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about this manga, but at the same time, I'm going to give out my thoughts about, how life as a 20-year-old has been for me, of course, because I feel like 20 is that age where you're still trying to figure out what you want to do for the world. And I know it's scary, but hopefully this manga and what I'm about to share, hopefully it's a life lesson, would at least open some sort of motivation in your hearts or in your heads. So yeah, enjoy the video, and I hope you guys could like and subscribe and help this channel grow. So on to the video. And the manga or novel or whatever you want to call it that I'm going to be talking about is 3 Days of Happiness. Now, I'm going to give you guys the brief synopsis or the summary in my own ways of saying it, or I'm going to explain it to you guys basically. You have a guy named Koshinoku who used to believe that he was destined for great things. Ostracized as a child, he held on to a belief that a good life was waiting for him in the years ahead. Now at the age of 20, he's a completely mediocre college student with no motivation, no dreams, and no money. After learning that he can sell his remaining years and just how little they are worth, and yet he chooses to divest himself of all except for his last 3 months. Has Koshinoku truly destroyed his last chance to find happiness? Or has he somehow found it? Not to mention in the book, but there is a girl who accompanies him during his adventures. And I really think that this book will hit the soft spot for reality for many people, and this is coming from me as well. And I love this book for one reason, and actually there's a lot of reasons why this book is really amazing, but for one main reason why I love this book is because it shines a great light on the importance of acceptance, be it love, death, future, or the tragic meaningless events of life. To deny or rather to fight it can only result in sufferings that you don't even know about, especially death, which is the final and absolute of all events of life. And I love how the author gave us a glimpse of the values of life through its total opposite, which is death. The values of one's life, in a sense, could never be determined by anything, not even his happiness, but an acceptance of the happiness in one's life through love could make for a life of great value. Reading this novel or manga from start to finish, I really felt the existential dread and the cynicisms throughout my read, and the final message was nothing short of fascinating. The main 2 characters, Koshinoku and Miyagi, were really impactful, and I am sure I will keep thinking about this book. This book made me think about my own life, and if I've made enough of an impact on others to be considered valuable. It was definitely a thought-provoking book that will make you consider what exactly life is worth and worth living if you don't make something good out of it. I would definitely recommend this relatively short read that will hopefully inspire you to ask yourself the following questions. What would you do with your life if you knew it was going to end relatively soon? Would you try to make the world better? Would you try to make up for your past mistakes? Or would you just accept your fate? And to be honest, I would love for you guys to answer these questions. Like, I am genuinely curious to hear your answers, so leave them down in the comments below. And don't worry, there's no right or wrong answers. This channel is friendly. We don't want any battles or anything, so just leave your answers down in the comments, because I would love to get your thoughts about these types of serious questions. So yeah, and even though this book sounds incredibly depressing, it was actually a pretty good read for me. The writing was well done, the concept was intriguing, and I was instantly invested in Koshinoku's story. After every sad thing that I learned about him, I just kept hoping that at least one good thing would happen to him so that his life wouldn't be such a disappointment. He just held on to this idea that he was going to do something amazing in the future, that he forgot to do something amazing in the now instead, like right now. If he hadn't gone to go and sell his lifespan, he would have never have known how miserable the rest of his life would have been. I think the real moral of this story is that you can't expect something to happen if you don't do anything to make something happen. Am I making sense? I think I am. And I have to say that this series is incredibly emotional. It manages to sway your emotions with but a single sentence. This goes to show the author's mastering of conveying meaning. Not one word in this book felt out of place or useless. In fact, the story itself is going to make you cry one way or another, either from sadness or happiness. That probably sounds like a strange point, but seriously, the timing of the action in the story and everything else is simply too good to be true, and it manages to surprise the readers often. Perhaps because I can identify with the characters so much and to some extent have gone through the same thoughts as the MC and have asked the same question myself as to how much my life is worth. To give you an idea on the depth of this novel, I'll quote a paragraph in the book that made me really think about my life. However happy or sad something is, you'll soon forget it if you don't get that chance to recall it. What people don't realize is that they've forgotten about forgetting. If everyone really preserved the happiest memory from their past perfectly, they'd only be sadder living in their relatively hollow present. And if everyone preserved the worst memory from their past perfectly, well, they'll still be sad. Everyone just remembers what it isn't convenient not to remember. It hurts, first of all, growing up and being painfully aware that your life isn't going the way you thought it would be when you were a child. And that freaking hurts. I know all too well the disappointment in oneself and being crushed with the realization that, I overestimated myself when I was a kid. My life isn't worth that much after all. And having those thoughts really hurt. So honestly, I can relate with the protagonist in the beginning. But see, he moved on past that, and he even found joy, some sort of meaning and love in the remaining time he has, and well, I seriously don't know if he was influenced by his limited time, but I really don't think so anyway. It just proves that when a man moves and does something he really wants and spends time with someone he really loves, then yes, life becomes meaningful after all. As someone who is in his 20s right now, I can actually sympathize with Kushinoko. Because everything he's done in his life, it all happened because of him. He can't blame anyone for having the life that he has right now. And when you're at an all-time low, it really gets hard to get motivated and to uplift your spirits to get out of your shitty situation. And the hard truth is, the only way for you to get out of the hole that you are in is to find your direction. A journey of self-discovery and self-acceptance isn't going to be an easy straight line. There will be moments in your journey where you'll have to take a route you never expected to take. Now, I'm going to quote a Hunter x Hunter character, and Gon's dad once said, "You should enjoy the little detours to the fullest, because that's where you'll find things more important than what you want." What an amazing quote, to be honest. And my advice for teenagers or people who are in their 20s is to understand that no matter what situation you're in right now, understand that you have the capabilities of getting yourself out of it. Because in the manga, Kushinoko is the reason why he is where he is right now. He can't blame anyone for the disappointing life that he is living right now. If you think about it, he believed that he was destined to do great things, and to see where he ends up right now, it's really sad and heartbreaking. But at the same time, it's really his fault for ending up where he is right now. One small mistake that led into another mistake. It's like a domino effect. One small mistake can lead to another one. But the story does a fantastic job of using the idea of self-acceptance and self-discovery that can lead to fulfillment and happiness. And in the end, you get one of the most life-changing messages in the manga. Sometimes many of us see one of our favorite series of all time because we relate to the story of the narrative of the movie, show, or novel that we adore so much. Because telling a story is the most powerful way of sending a life-changing message to an audience. I mean, there's just so many motivations that I can see that could take me to a good place, but it won't really take me to the place that I need to be. And sometimes people need a story to be put into a lens to see a perspective that can teach you a lesson on how you can be the determining factor on turning your life around. And in the novel, it also says that people who've had lots of failures talk about those failures as if to imply that if they have another life, they'll be a big success. After facing all that hardship, they think they won't mess up again, but they're all, me included of course, making a fundamental mistake. Failures know a lot about failures, sure, but knowing failure is completely different from knowing success. Fixing your mistake doesn't mean success takes their place. You've just got a point to start at, is all. That's something failure doesn't understand. What I'm trying to say is that you won't be successful over one night. It will take time for you to get to that end goal you want to achieve. Even if you decide to turn your life around for the better, you are still bound to experience failure along the way. And that's the part of the journey of self-discovery. You want to know who you really are and what you want to do for the rest of your life. And for me, what I want to do is to grow this channel and have a platform where I can share my thoughts like the way I'm doing right now. And I want to grow an audience where I can give them a form of entertainment where they can just escape the real world for a short moment, but at the same time, leave every videos I make with a lesson that they can take with them forever. And hopefully my viewers or my audience can teach me something in return as well. What about you guys? What are your goals, dreams, aspirations you wish to fulfill? Maybe there's one dream you've been putting it aside on because you're afraid to take that first step. And I understand taking that first step is a really daunting task, but I promise you, if you take that first step, you're doing yourself a favor. And once you reach the finish line of that step that you just took for yourself, I promise you, you're gonna feel like a champion. Because you took the risk no one was willing to take. And I want you guys to remember that. You are the best versions of yourself. And once you finish that journey of self-discovery, I promise you, you will get the life that you want. Hey guys, I hope you guys are doing great. I just finished editing this video and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'm so sorry I posted this so late. But I've been dealing a lot of things for college, and you know, you have your typical 20-year-old problems and all that. So I really want to take this YouTube thing seriously, and I want to share my thoughts to the world about my interest in these kinds of topics. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, I would really appreciate if you guys can like, subscribe, and put your comments down below. So yeah, I hope you guys are having a great day or night, or depends on what time you're watching this. So yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Enjoy, guys. Bye.